I never expected my quiet evening at home to morph into a chilling encounter that would etch itself into the recesses of my memory forever. It was one of those nights when the wind whispered eerie secrets and the shadows danced with sinister intent. As the clock struck midnight, signaling the departure of my roommates for a weekend getaway, I found myself enveloped in an unsettling solitude. The house, once filled with laughter and warmth, now echoed with an eerie emptiness that sent shivers down my spine. With trembling hands, I decided to distract myself with mundane tasks. As I washed the dishes, the rhythmic clinking of plates seemed to amplify the silence, making me acutely aware of every creak and groan of the old house. Seeking solace in the glow of the television, I settled on a horror movie marathon, foolishly believing that the presence of fictional terrors would somehow diminish the palpable sense of dread that hung in the air. Yet, as the night wore on and the credits rolled, my nerves remained on edge. It was then that I heard a faint tapping against the window, like skeletal fingers beckoning me to the darkness beyond. Heart pounding, I approached the window cautiously, half expecting to see nothing but the swaying branches of the gnarled oak tree outside. But what I saw froze the blood in my veins. There, bathed in the ethereal glow of the moon, stood a figure, a silhouette so indistinct, yet undeniably human. Its presence was a silent specter, a phantom intruder in the dead of night. With a trembling hand, I reached for my phone, fingers fumbling as I dialed the emergency number. But before I could utter a word, the figure vanished into the darkness, leaving me with nothing but the echo of my own racing heartbeat. Shaken but determined, I barricaded myself in the safety of my room, the soft glow of my bedside lamp offering scant comfort against the encroaching darkness. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind outside seemed to herald the return of the mysterious intruder. Hours passed like torturous eternity, each moment stretching into an eternity of fear and uncertainty. And then, just as dawn began to break on the horizon, I heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps creeping down the hallway. Panic seized me as I fumbled for something to defend myself. But as the door to my room creaked open, I found myself paralyzed, trapped in the suffocating grip of terror. And then, emerging from the shadows, came a face I knew all too well. It was my own reflection, twisted and contorted into a grotesque mockery of humanity. I recoiled in horror, unable to comprehend the surreal nightmare unfolding before me. How could it be possible? Was I losing my mind to the suffocating grip of isolation? But as the morning light flooded the room, dispelling the darkness that had haunted me throughout the night, I realized the truth. The figure at the window, the footsteps in the hallway, were all manifestations of my own fractured psyche, distorted by the isolation and fear that had consumed me. With trembling hands, I reached out to touch the mirror, watching as my reflection mimicked my every movement with chilling accuracy. And in that moment, I knew that the true horror was not lurking in the shadows. It was within me, waiting to be unleashed by the merciless solitude of the night. As the first rays of sunlight banished the last vestiges of darkness from the room, I made a solemn vow to never again succumb to the creeping shadows of my own mind. For in the silence of that night, I had confronted the most terrifying adversary of all the darkness that dwells within us all.